All right, let's take a look at this real quick because Nvidia, there's a lot of shit that happened in Nvidia, so I don't know how much we can talk about it, but we'll see. There's like a video on it. I wanted to see this one, but we'll see.
Here it is.
I did wanted to see other professionals talk about it specifically.
Our brand new GeForce RTX 50 series Blackwell architecture. The GPU is just a beast. 92 billion transistors, 4,000 tops, 4 petaflops of AI, 3 times higher than the last generation Ada. And
I still think I might still go for a higher end GPU just because the only reason why is because, you know, all the stuff that I'm running in the background, right? You know, which is the VTuber model sometimes. You know, I think I'd just rather have more security for like future stuff, you know? Just kind of have more secured features so I don't have to upgrade as much in the future. Watch them release the 5060 with 8 gigabytes of RAM and costing like $300 Renos. Yeah, but I'm not gonna pick up the 5060. I'm gonna go for a higher end GPU at the end of the day. Plus, I know that AMD has also released their CPU stuff, which I've taken a look at it too this year.
we need all of it to generate
Well,
those
today I
pixels that
take a look
showed
at it
you.
today.
380 ray tracing teraflops so that we could, for the pixels that we have to compute the most beautiful image you possibly can. And of course, 125 shader teraflops. There's actually a concurrent shader teraflops as well as an integer unit of equal performance. So 2 dual shaders. One is for floating point, one is for
The one thing I'm gonna be curious about like the AI tech behind this, I'm curious how that's gonna work out. Because we're going into AI technology, so that's the only reason why.
G7 memory from Micron, 1.8 terabytes per second, twice the performance of our last generation. And we now have the ability to intermix AI workloads with computer graphics workloads. And one of the amazing things about this generation is the programmable shader is also able to now process
But what's the power draw from this thing? That's what I want to know. Can you talk about that real quick?
networks. So the shader is able to carry these neural networks, and as a result, we invented.
Because I'm probably gonna have to upgrade. I'm probably gonna have to upgrade everything actually, to be honest.
Shading with the Blackwell family RTX 5070, 4090 performance.
Is it actually going to be a 4090 performance? That'd be very interesting. What's the 4090s performance? I don't really know off my top of the head. Is it 4090s? Can I see real quick? Powered by AI, DLSS 3. This is very interesting. Okay. Via Studio V encoder. Via broadcast. I don't know about 8K to be honest. Yeah, I know. I already know. 24. Interesting, but the memory size for 4090 is 24 gigabytes, if I remember correctly. And I think if I remember right, like the 5070s do not have that much memory size, if I remember correctly. I'm looking into it. I'm not too sure.
At 549.
Interesting. Interesting.
Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the 4 teraops of AI tensor cores. Impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up to 5090. 5090, twice the performance of a 4090.
Interesting how they did not show a 5060 in this one. Instead they did 5070 and then 5070 Ti, which is very interesting. AI tops. I have no idea what AI tops is, so don't know what that is. Availability starting in January.
Of course, we're producing at very large scale. Availability starting January.
I still think, personally, at least for me and the setup that I have or so, I'm still probably gonna go for a high-end GPU. There's multiple reasons why, right? And the streaming setup will probably be one of them specifically, and having I'm having certain applications open and everything, so 60 always late? No? What do you, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, it is incredible.
I don't keep up with the stuff, so
we managed to put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop. For $1299, this 5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. And so the 5090...
How come I don't believe that whatsoever, that a 5070 is like almost on par with a 4090? I feel like I don't believe that whatsoever. I don't know why.
The 5090 will fit into a laptop, a thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070.
I don't know.
But what we
I just don't
basically
believe
have
it.
here is 72 Blackwell GPUs, or 144 dies. This one chip here is 1.4 exaflops. The world's largest supercomputer, fastest supercomputer, only recently, this entire room's supercomputer only recently achieved an exaflop plus. This is 1.4 exaflops of AI floating point performance. It has 14 terabytes of memory, but here's the amazing thing. The memory bandwidth is 1.2 petabytes per second. That's basically the entire internet traffic that's happening right now. The entire world's internet traffic is being processed
yeah, no worries.
across these chips. Okay, and we have 130.
We're getting a new DLSS, apparently DLSS 4 or something like that, 4.0 for these GPUs. So it's a new DLSS.
Trillion transistors
apparently.
In total, 2,592 CPU cores, whole bunch of networking. And so these, I wish I could do this. I don't think I will. So these are the Blackwells. These are our ConnectX networking chips. These are the NVLink, and we're trying to pretend about the NVLink spine, but that's not possible, okay? And these are all of the HBM memories, 14 terabytes of HBM memory. This is what we're trying to do, and this is the miracle of the Blackwell system. So we fine-tune them using our expertise and our capabilities, and we turn them into the Llama Nemotron suite of open models.
The Llama? A llama?
There are small ones that interact in very, very fast response time, extremely small.
Nvidia's Llama. Well, you know, the funny thing about it is that specific word in Spanish, right, it's called Llama. Nvidia Llama. Nemotron language foundation models, open models optimized by Nvidia. Most cost-efficient, low-latency model to deploy on PC and edge device with superior accuracy with balanced compute efficiency, the highest accuracy models for data center scale applications. Interesting.
They're what we call super Llama Nemotron supers. They're basically your mainstream versions of your models, or your ultra model. The ultra model could be used to be a teacher model for a whole bunch of other models. It could be a reward model, evaluator, a judge for other models to create answers and decide whether it's a good answer or not, basically give feedback to other models. It could be distilled in a lot of different ways. Basically, a teacher model, a knowledge distillation model. Very large, very capable. And so all of this is now available online. NVIDIA Cosmos, the world's first world foundation model. It is trained on 20 million hours of video. The 20 million hours of video focuses on physical dynamic things. So dynamic nature themes, humans walking.
Interesting. Yeah, because because they're gonna talk about AI stuff, and this is probably gonna be like part of like the major part of the conference itself. That's what this what's kind of like. Let's see what they use with the AI technology. What are they gonna implement with these GPUs?
Hands moving, manipulating things, things that are fast camera movements. It's really about teaching the AI, not about generating creative content, but teaching the AI to understand the physical world. And with this physical AI, there are many downstream things that we could do as
diffusion model. Interesting. The diffusion model's there. Video tokenizer.
We could distill it and turn it into effectively the beginnings of a robotics model. You could have it generate multiple physically based, physically plausible scenarios of the future, basically do a Doctor Strange. You could, because this model understands the physical world, of course, you saw a whole bunch of images generated. This model understanding the physical world, it also could do, of course, captioning. And so it could take videos, caption it incredibly well, and that captioning and the video could be used to train large language models, multimodality large language models. And so you could use this technology to use this foundation model to train robots, as well as large language models. And so this is the NVIDIA Cosmos. The platform has an autoregressive model for real-time applications, has diffusion model for very high-quality image generation. It's incredible tokenizer, basically learning the vocabulary of real world, and a data pipeline so that if you would like to take all of this and then train it on your own data, this data pipeline, because there's so much data involved, we've accelerated everything end-to-end for you. And so this is the world's first data processing pipeline that's CUDA accelerated as well as AI accelerated. All of this is part of the Cosmos platform. And today we're announcing that Cosmos is open licensed. It's open available on GitHub.
Interesting.
Well, today we're announcing that our next generation processor for the car, our next generation computer for the car.
For cars, NVIDIA's Hyperion 9 platform based on the Blackwell. 12 cameras, 9 radars, Thor Blackwell robotics processor, LiDAR, and 12 USS. This will be interesting, actually, to be honest. Are we going to have self-automated cars? Who knows? Maybe one day in the future, you know?
It's called Thor. I have one right here. Hang on a second.
Guess this shit in the back of his pocket?
Okay, this is
what
Thor.
The hell?
This is Thor. This is a robotics computer. This is a robotics computer. It takes sensors and just a madness amount of sensor information, process it, umpteen cameras, high resolution.
Interesting. You guys are almost there, to be honest. You guys are actually almost there for future technology. You're not there yet, but you're almost there. You guys are going into the right path, which is kind of funny.
Radars, LiDARs, they're all coming into this chip. And this chip has to process all that sensor, turn them into tokens, put them into a transformer, and predict the next path. And this AV computer is now in full production. Thor is 20 times the processing capability of our last generation Orin, which is really the standard of autonomous vehicles today. And so this is just really quite incredible. Thor is in full production. This robotics processor, by the way, also goes into a full robot. And so it could be an AMR, it could be a humanoid robot, it could be the brain, it could be the manipulator. This processor based.
Interesting. I'd be curious if you guys are going into robotics a lot more in the future. I'd say like what if they're using Thor as the basis or so for it being the central memory or so for it. I'd be curious to see if you guys will take advantage of it and actually make robotics. I don't know. You guys are still a few off years, probably many years off or so until you guys perfect this technology compared to like the Void, because the Void is different. I'd be very curious what you guys will do about it. So, hey, French. They better be having AI to do my dailies. Having a robot AI doing all your gotcha dailies, that'd be crazy, to be honest. I would probably have something like that too as well.
Is a universal robotics computer. The ChatGPT moment for general robotics is just around the corner. And in fact, all of the enabling technologies that I've been talking about is going to make it possible for us in the next several years to see very rapid breakthroughs, surprising breakthroughs in general robotics. Now, the reason why general robotics is so important is whereas robots with tracks and wheels require special environments to accommodate them, there are three robots in the world that we can make that require no green fields. Brownfield adaptation is perfect.
It's going to be very interesting to see this, you know?
If we could possibly build these amazing robots, we could deploy them in exactly the world that
Granted, your guys' robots is completely outmatched compared to ours in the Void, so ours is way more advanced than your guys' human race in general.
Built for ourselves. These three robots are, one, agentic robots and agentic AI, because they're information workers. So long as they could accommodate the computers that we have in our offices, it's going to be great. Number two, self-driving cars, and the reason for that is we spent 100+ years building roads and cities. And then number three, humanoid robots. If we have the technology to solve these three, this will be the largest technology industry the world's ever seen. This is Nvidia's latest AI supercomputer. And it's finally called Project Digits right now. And if you have a good name for it, reach out to us. Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the entire NVIDIA AI stack. All of NVIDIA software runs on this. DGX Cloud runs on this.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
This sits, well, somewhere, and it's wireless or connected to your computer. It's even a workstation if you like it to be. And you could access it, you could reach it like a cloud supercomputer, and NVIDIA's AI works on it. And it's based on a super secret chip that we've been working on called GB110, the smallest Grace Blackwell that we make. And this is the chip that's inside. It is in production. This top secret chip we did in collaboration. The CPU, the Grace CPU, is built for NVIDIA in collaboration with MediaTek. They're the world's leading SoC company, and they worked with us to build this CPU SoC, and connect it with chip-to-chip NVLink to the Blackwell GPU. And this little thing here is in full production. We're expecting this computer to be available around May timeframe.
Interesting. That's very interesting to see, actually. I'd be interested to see how most of this, how most of these are going to work. Yeah, that's the one thing I wanted to see is that it's the I just don't believe that that 5070 is going to be on par with the 49. It could be, but like the problem is like I want to see the bench test on it. So, but yeah, I just wanted to see the whole Nvidia CES of 2025 because it's like super long. It's like 2 hours. I'm not gonna watch the entire 2 hour thing. I just rather have like at least the most important bits, you know, the supercomputer, which is very interesting. I will we probably be talking to my friend or so about this stuff because he knows a little bit more tech savvy stuff than I do. So I'll be interested if he can break it down for me for most of a lot of the things. But yeah, anyways,
AMD's announcement today is flipping.
that's the end of the video. Like I said, you can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and yeah, I'm gonna be interested. I'm definitely still probably going to invest on a high-end GPU just for all the streaming stuff and all the setups that I need to do. So yeah, anyways, yeah, that's the end of the video. What do you guys think about the new GPU? You guys can let me know down in the comment sections. And yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.